Transervice has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why Transervice has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
All right, race fans, welcome. We're live here tonight, Darlington, South Carolina, the Darlington Raceway. Lady in Black, I tell you, it is going to be an outstanding race here because we're with the Sim500 presented by Transervice Logistics. And I tell you, these guys are in qualifying and a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And a lot of great paint jobs to show off too. Throwback week here and a throwback race. Well, I'm Joe White up here in the booth, and I am accompanied by Gail. Gail, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And I tell you, these guys here tonight, it's Darlington. This is a very tricky track. Obviously, you get that Darlington stripe. Very hard to pass here. This is not really a two-groove style track. You can make it that way, but it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do.
Yeah, this is going to definitely be, especially with this package, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, they're going to be carrying a ton of speed through the turns now, this high downforce package. But of course, I mean, once the tires wear, you're still going to have to wheel this thing. And like you said, you got to try to keep it off the wall. So it's going to be a little different than what I think we've seen before. So I'm really excited to see what kind of show these guys put on tonight.
Absolutely, and definitely going to be one to watch here. There's a lot of great drivers. Good fields, qualifying's winding down right now. Looks like the man on pole, Adam Gillian. In the last couple weeks, he has just dominated the Cup Series here this season so far. And I tell you what, that guy, let's just give a heads up here on what it looks like. He, so far, he won last week, the week before, not the week after that, but the week so he's on a pretty good roll here so far.
Yeah, that's quite a roll to be on. I was saying, one thing we do want to catch up before we get too far along here was mentioning for last week the English Auto Dash for Cash. So Anthony DeBarro is actually the winner of that Dash for Cash challenge last week. So he won $60. Second place went to Daniel Falkingham with $40. In third was Chad Cole with $30. And then in fourth place was David Comstock with $20. So I'll say that those were the four that were going for it last week. And so yeah, so those were the four that were able to get there. And really good job by Anthony DeBarro getting $60. And thank you again for English Auto for putting that on for everybody.
Absolutely. Want to give a shout out, like you just said, the English Auto right there, the Dash for Cash. That was awesome of them to step up as one of the title sponsors, along with many of the other sponsors here. Well, like you said, let's grid these guys up here tonight because we're getting set to go racing here at Darlington. And the man on pole, Adam Gillian, he puts it out front with Nicholas Cohan right there starting in second. Third place man, Justin Fuller. Daniel Falkingham hitting up in fourth. Fifth place starter, Timothy Johnson. We got Mitch Rollo. Keep an eye out for him right there, starting in sixth. Seventh place man, Shane Ewing. And then starting in eighth, we got Scott Simley, Scott Smiley. Ninth place starter, Tommy Ryan. Bobby Wetzel rounds the top 10. As we looked at the rest of it, I tell you, good looking paint jobs, good looking field, a lot of stacked talent out here on a very tricky hard style track.
Yeah, and I'll say I almost wish it'd be throwback week every week and say there's some amazing paint jobs. I'll say we're going to try our best to go through as many as we can, hopefully all of them. But yeah, so really good job by pretty much all of the drivers here with some really awesome paint schemes. So yeah, looking forward to going through them as the night goes on.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. We'll get a good shot of a lot of these great paint jobs as the night goes on. Like you said, we'll even maybe try to get one of the good Pulsar Network rundown orders that to get kind of spread out a little bit here. I like trying to do that because that really shows them off, shows off the driver too and the teams and what's going on. The cars are on kind of rolling out right now. We're going to see what's going to happen here tonight. Again, this place can be very, very mentally challenging. I'm going to say that because, you know, you get up there so close to the wall.
Yeah, saying that's where it's. I mean, that's where you really have to be on your game. I'll say that's one I've never gotten as good at. I watch these guys and just watching it, I kind of flinch a little bit when they do it, just worrying about it. So yeah, these guys. I mean, but that's where the speed is. That's where they got to run. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely it is, and that's what I go back to being a single file car style. It's not really a 2x2 passing type of deal. They're going to try it earlier on. Pace cars in. Here we go. We're set to go green flag racing. Darlington style here tonight as they lead them out of turn 4. Adam Gillian drops the hammer. He's going out front. They're all going to try to get single file up top as fast as they can to kind of fan out here. And you already see the top probably 8 to 10 already single file.
Yeah, saying really good start there with the teammates Adam Gillen and then Justin Fuller able to hop right there in second position. And you notice in third, Nick Cohen wanted to be real defensive right off the bat to make sure he protected that spot from Daniel Falkenham in fourth there. So just goes to show in lap 1, it gets real, you got to be real careful. And let's say got busy there off before. I saw 3 wide there. I think that may have been with EJ O'Rourke there at 41.
Yeah, you got to go way back here in the back, like you said, back here with EJ and company. He's actually looking pretty good right there. Actually behind him, Trey Edson and all those still side by side, dueling it out, trying to get those cars single file the best they can. Huge field here. We got 36 machines. Actually, one machine out, Jason Barham, unfortunately, at 35 is starting it right here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like they've definitely kind of got spread on the first, let's say first, I don't know, top 10 or so. And then from there, it's really kind of split up there from Sean Castle on back, just him and Tommy Ryan. And then, let's say, and then, yeah, it looks like actually most of the fields have been able to single out there, which will help them kind of start just kind of picking and choosing here as they go.
Ooh, Brian Boris Cook had to chase that car down there all the way down to the apron.
Yeah, I'll say these things, even with everything, it's a handful. I'll say, take a look there. It got, oh, actually, it looks like maybe a little bit of net code between him and the 45 of Mike Montesi. So it looks like they should both be all right, though. Gonna keep going here.
Yes, it is. And right now, looking pretty good so far. Kind of like you said, about the whole field at this moment is all single files. We're looking through just a little bit because up front, Adam Gillian, he's got about a little over a 10th lead over Justin Fuller. And Nick Cohan right there in third, Daniel Falkenham fourth, and Timothy Johnson fifth. Good battle back here, though. I'm going to say back here with Mike Matesi. I hope I said his name right there, with Chad Cole also.
Yes, I think, I don't know what Chad's up to right now. Maybe he's doing some saving or something like that for the long run or what, but yeah, he started 26, but he's rolled back to the 32nd position, so he might just be really trying to save his stuff to make a late charge at the end. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy these guys are plotting here.
I tell you, every time I talk to Chad, whether it be Chad Cole or Chad Coleman, and when I talk to old Chad Cole, he always tells me the same thing. Car's not good, don't like the track, ready to lose, don't think you got a good car. Next thing I know, he's in the top 10.
Yes, I think he maybe maybe undersells it a little bit. Say one of those things, or might say the car's terrible, but he's better than he leads on there.
Oh, absolutely. And he does it week in and week out. I said, that's your strategy. I got you. I see how that works. So far, unfortunately, like you said, back in 32nd, so he's got time. I mean, still got a lot of laps here left to maybe get up there, do some pit strategies. Because I'm going to say that's probably the one thing that these guys are probably going to have to do with a track like this and the way this place is laid out here at Darlington. It's very, very hard to pass, especially when the tires start to wear out. It will become very treacherous to try to pass them because you get down low, you'll get very loose really quick. So I don't think we're going to see anybody just come blazing through the field. I think pit strategies or something like that's going to play an effect, plus cautions too.
No, you're definitely right there. The pit strategy is going to be huge. I don't think you'll see too much two-tire stops, especially at the beginning. And then I think just keeping the car in good shape is going to be a big part of it too. Just try not to get that right front too beat up. So I don't know how that's going to affect the handling of it on the long run.
Absolutely, you're right. And you spoke of the right side there. And these guys are so high here in the turns. That's just the way this track is. I mean, everybody heard the old saying, Darlington stripe. Well, you get up there, you tap the wall a little bit. See Justin Fuller right here. He was working over Adam, and it's just he would get down low. He would get that nose there, but just could not keep it going out of the momentum out of the turn. And the car would just all of a sudden start to step out from under him. And he sees he's already lost ground to him.
Yeah, I said a lot of it too. I don't know if we mentioned it's just kind of a rhythm track too. So it's like when you start focusing on that guy in front of you, you kind of just lose what you've been doing. But it looks like you got Daniel Falkingham here working on the inside of Nicholas Cohan for that third position. Got that high verse bottom, so let's see if he was able to clear him off of 4. Not quite. And so you see the big run that Nick gets. But this is where it gets real treacherous here if they go side by side in ring 1 and 2. You got to be real careful not to get into each other.
Yeah, so narrow here. I mean, there's just not a lot of room. And you see right there, even that pass was hard. I mean, Daniel's no slouch when it comes to muscling one of these machines around the track. But right there, Nicholas Cohan able to hold him off. It's just this place is so narrow, just not a lot of room, and that car just loses grip. I mean, with as much grip as it has, it still loses a lot.
Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, Darlington may have got its first victim here. I'm trying to take a look, see what happened with the 43 of Doug Roth. Oh, looks like he got a little bit loose, possibly off of 2, and then he got hit from the behind by the 18, the 63 of Brian Boris Cook. So he's got some engine damage there in the 43 car.
We're on a replay here, so the viewers, came off the turn right there. Looked like he got up in the wall a little bit. Brian nowhere to go, got in the back of it, slams the inside wall, and unfortunately, nice looking STP ride, which he drives week in and week out. The man, I always call him the king here at Sim500. Definitely his night might be done very early.
Oh, I think I just saw the 81 get in the wall there. I'm trying to see what turn we're in. I think I was off of 3 and 4, if I'm right. Yeah, so a little bit, not too bad. Say maybe just a bit of a stripe, but again, I mean, you got these guys. You got the leader. He's even kind of getting up against the wall.
You can see them when they go in. They dive in low, and that car just instantly drifts straight up the track towards the wall. I'll be honest with you. This is a fun track to watch. I never was fond of driving this place, though.
It's a tough one to drive, yeah. There's been times where if I can do it right, it's a lot of fun, but more often than not, I definitely struggled at it. I'll say a little bit of movement up front, though. I'll say Daniel Falkingham was able to get by Nick Cohan, and then Mitch Rollo as well, so he's kind of slipped back, actually, because I see Nick now follow back to the 7th position. And then it's a little bit of right front damage, so that may have played a role in it as well. I'll say it's hard to say how of the cars that have some right side damage, if it's actual damage or a potential net code, because unfortunately with this game, they're running so close to the wall all the time. Sometimes the game just can't keep up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nick has kind of fallen off the pace just a little bit. I mean, we're already 17 laps into the stint here. Now's the time where you're going to start seeing these tires, show guys, a little bit trouble with the tires. Some guys won't. As you see Tommy Ryan right there in the 99, that throwback to, is it Jeff Burton?
Oh, yeah, right? Jeff Burton, the X-Side machine.
The X-Side machine, yeah. Roush Fenway, way back in the days. A lot of them I recognize here from the throwbacks. Some of them I got a little bit I don't recognize, but yeah, nice looking car. You got Shane Ewing right there, and got to always shout out, hey Mom out there. I know she's watching him, but right now he's got his hands full with Tommy.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good run though, still going for him so far. I'd say it's still early on, so he just needs to try the same thing, keep the car clean. But yeah, really good run right there, running in the 8th position. So just needs to keep the fenders on it and see what he can make happen.
Not sure on the throwback he's running. It's a Farm Rich style car. I don't remember who would have run that. Maybe you do?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's David Reagan potentially. I think it might have been one of the front row, or not front row, front row paint schemes. I'll say I need to do my homework on these guys before they started. But yeah, and that's what I love though. You got of course some of the big hitters with some of those paint schemes, but yeah, then you got some that you may not be as familiar with.
Absolutely. Well, right now you also got the 52 there, Sean Castro. He's in a Alka-Seltzer machine. Well, he's going to need one with that pass that he made. Hopefully the heartburn don't flare up on him because he's got more nerves right now. Maybe needed to be in a nerve type machine right now, been in there in that pack he's in.
Yeah, that was a pretty, what do you call it, like one of those schemes that just you could, as soon as you saw the paint scheme, the color of it, like, oh, yep, I know that car.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a nice looking paint job. Behind him, a little bit of a battle. As you see the 9 there, Bobby Wetzel fell off the pace a little bit. Trey Edson was able to get around him, just kind of going through the field here. As still Adam Gillian's he's got about a 6/10 lead over Justin Fuller up front. So
I'm going to step up just a second, whisper for you.
Okay. We got Mike Kelly here and E.J. O'Rourke looking there in the backside. Kevin Brown and Glenn Campbell. Just kind of going through the field a little bit here, folks. Just showing y'all some of these paint jobs. And I'll tell you what, if you see a paint job out here that you know who it is, hey, shout it out in the chat. I'll get my voice going right, my tongue untwisted here in a few. Shout it out in the chat and let us know, like I say, because some of them I'm not familiar with, some of them I am. But we'll definitely get a good rundown order here soon. Check these guys out. Nice looking job right now. Just this track here, it breeds, single file a lot. Might not have a lot of cautions here. I mean, it's all going to depend. At iRacing in particular, where there's such a runoff on the inside that a lot of times we saw it with Doug Roth right there when he hit the wall, that there's such a runoff, iRacing will not throw a caution, unlike in a real event or whatnot that they would. Here, they get way so far down in the inside, won't throw a caution, folks. So, something to keep in mind, something to look at here. Is still looking through the field right now. Glenn Campbell's got the Transervice machine. That's the title sponsor here for this event here tonight. And definitely, rightfully so. We'll throw that up for you. Darlington Raceway here. And the Transervice Cup Series, Sim500 style. It's a good one. Definitely want to appreciate these guys. And again, just reiterate what we were talking about earlier in the show that Gail brought up. Last week was the last race of what they had. It was the Dash for Cash. It was the English Auto Parts Dash for Cash. And the champion of that, Anthony DeBarro, took home $60. Hey, taking us all out to dinner. Second place man, Daniel Falkenham with 40, Chad Cole with 30, and David Comstock with 20. A quick note about that. Unfortunately, Mitch Rollo was unable to make last week's race. He was leading the Dash for Cash coming in to that race. Unfortunately, some life things and whatnot, understandable, took over. Was unable to get to that race, and unfortunately dropped him clean out of contention for it. But definitely one thing he's not out of, that is the playoffs. Folks, after tonight we have one race to go, and we start the chase. And when we get the chase going, it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can put together, because well, you're going to have, I think it's 16 drivers, I believe, that are all going to battle, and to see who's going to become the Transervice Cup Series 2019 champion here at Sim 500. I know Mitch Rollo is a past champ. He can get it done. But Adam Gillian has been the man this season so far and has just, laid down the gauntlet on all these guys. He's got the hammer. Most wins here and has just really, really dominated. But we've seen it time and time again. You can dominate the season, you get in the chase, and mess it all up. So anything can happen when that chase starts. So that'll be a good one to watch. That starts up. We're off next week, obviously for the Labor Day, and then we go to Indianapolis, the last race of the regular season. After this one here tonight, and that'll start the chase right after that one. So got some good things, man, happening. Some awesome, man, races coming up here. It's going to be kind of cool. But Adam Gillian right now leading. He's got a comfortable lead of a second over Justin Fuller. Daniel Falkenham there in third. Mitch Rollo hanging on to fourth. But you could see the top 5 guys, they are spread out pretty good. Another thing I'm noticing here, looks like we're getting into the sunlight. I don't think this track has, could be wrong, I don't think it has lights on it. But it does look like we are into the evening. I think Darlington does have lights. Could be another thing I could be wrong on. But if it does, looks like we're heading into a nighttime race before this thing's over with. Actually, yes, they do have lights. My bad. Looks like they're actually already on. I just noticed that, and that's just something new. Several builds back, iRacing brought in what they call the day-night transition, and you're already seeing it here. Play a factor. It's going to be kind of cool to watch as this thing goes from day or evening time straight into the night. Keep that in mind. Keep it watching here, but good battle going on. The number 52, Sean, right there with Nick Silver. Joey Katina having an outstanding run tonight, 12th. He's had some pretty good runs the last couple weeks here at the Sim500 in the Cup. He's had some awesome runs there in the Xfinity Series here at the Sim500. Folks, if you're looking for a good league, man, to race in, and you just want one to come in here and have fun, get up here, man, and race almost like what they do in the real style. Not a lot of just, race rules here and there, man. Not a lot of picking and choosing. They put a lot of stuff in the driver's hands. They have a kind of committee that they deal with afterwards, and it's pretty much if you don't call it out, it is what it is, and they'll penalize you for it afterwards after the race. Most of the time it's points and stuff, but looking for a good solid league here. And I've said it time and time again, they run the real schedule of NASCAR, whether they're running the Xfinity, the truck, or the Cup. They follow it from February on, and what you see tonight with 30-some drivers, that's what they have throughout the whole entire season. And it is phenomenal racing, so definitely. If you're looking around to get a good league, you ain't got anything to do on a Monday. They do Wednesday night and Sunday night. I believe they also do have a Friday night, late night league. But if you don't have anything to do on those nights, look for a good league. Go on out, check out sim500.com. So far, got a good run. We've still got 35 machines out here. Steve Herring, the man out of the race. Now, Jason Barron was able to get back up. He's only 3 laps down, so I don't know what happened at the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, Doug Roth is probably going to be out of this one. He's trying to get that thing repaired. He's in pits, so really 2 machines off the pace right now in pits. That would, Steve definitely out of the race, 35th, and Doug Roth sitting at 36th. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get that machine out. I was talking about Chad Cole earlier on. He's up to 25th. That's just what he does. But back here, he's marred in traffic. Had a lot of cars. And then in front of him, Nick Timms and them got a huge battle happening. That's for 20th spot right there. You got Shane Ewing, who has dropped off the pace. He was up there just a little bit. Kevin Brown's back there. But these guys are duking it out side by side, nose to tail. With some outstanding racing, and you see even a sparks fly coming off the side of the wall, out of the turn, the drag racing it to the line there. Still Nick Timms, just 9 times holding on to that spot. The 32 machine of Shane Ewing off the pace just a little bit. He's tapped the side of the wall several times there, and that Yoda machine, but he's hanging on to it. Back in 21st position behind him, Kevin Brown. outstanding running so far. Nigel Standish right there. He's up into the 17. Got a few more Toyotas out here this week. Brian Borse Cook. A little update on who Brian Borse Cook, folks. If you don't know who he is actually the PR guy, social media guy for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's one of the ones that put on the Joe Gibbs Racing, or he helps put on the Joe Gibbs Racing series that they run in the wintertime. And again, that is another series that is actually going to be coming up this winter, and it's in the works, so everything should go well. I want to say 100%. Obviously, we'll have more information on that as weeks come on, but so far so good to look at it. And hey, we're here at OSR Network. I'm proud to be able to bring you that. It'll be on the Joe Gibbs Racing Facebook page, but that should be an awesome time to watch there. And see some great drivers here at the Sim500, and might even see a few of the Joe Gibbs Racing camp come on here from time to time and race. So kind of interesting. Had a few races with Denny Hamlin before. I got the broadcast in. It was awesome. So kind of neat there. Brian Borse Cook. Unfortunately, he's not having the night he wants, but he is up to 17th after hitting the wall hard earlier on. Got a lot of nose damage on that machine. A nice little throwback there to the Bobby Labonte Interstate batteries, as these guys have been out here for 42 laps so far. Pit stops, I gotta think. I don't know when they could come in for pit stops. Not 100% sure. I know they run 100% fuel here, so I know they can go a very, very long way fuel-wise. Right now, running 29-second lap times around here on the track. So very, very good that way. Hope everybody, man's appreciate it. Enjoying everything that's going on. Loving it so far. As the reason I'm up here talking kind of by myself a little bit, Gail, he just stepped away, and he's got some family members and stuff over, and from time to time he'll step aside. But, like we always say, you get real life things come up. I have to sometimes step out also. It looks like Nick Cohan going to be one of the first ones coming down on pit road at about the 44 laps in here. So he's on pit road. That might answer our question. I think we're going to look at about 43, maybe 50 around that time for, I think the tires are going to give up the ghost more so than fuel. And it looks like we got a car way off the pace down here. Not sure who that is. I'm down in the grass a little bit there. Mike Battesi definitely got a nice looking ride there. So a couple guys. Nick Cohan's made a pit stop. Jose Gonzalez made his pit stop. Mike Battesi has made his pit stop. Probably see several other ones. Looks like Timothy Johnson's now on pit road. And here comes Mitch Rollo on pit road also. Mitch is going to give us, so looks like that lap 40, like I said, from 44 to 50, that's going to be the interval here that these guys are definitely going to be looking at to come on pit road and get 4 tires and fuel. Awesome. Well, again, I say we're here live tonight in Darlington, South Carolina. Darlington Raceway here. Throwback race tonight. A throwback week here, folks. Nice definitely paint jobs, what we mean by that. And our leader's on pit road too, Adam Gillian. Let's see if we get some of that damage taken care of on the front. Looks like he's got a good Darlington stripe there. 4 tires of fuel, definitely. But we are, like I say, on the throwback week here with Darlington, South Carolina. Darlington Raceway. With in the real NASCAR, they always throw it back with the paint jobs as years past. Definitely a lot of good paint jobs, a lot of good sponsors out here. The Transervice Cup Series here, presented by Sim500. Got a lot of good, interesting things. Winter Series going to start up, kick up on Wednesday nights in November. K&N style series there. That'll be interesting. We'll be broadcasting that. Then, because Joe Gibbs Racing will be kicking off on Monday nights, that'll be interesting. And then next season, hey, Monday and Wednesdays, tune in. Cup Series, Truck Series, going to be bringing all the action live here from the Sim500 from OSR Network on YouTube, probably Facebook, other places. Ought to be interesting. Fun times, folks. Right now we got a good race. Justin Fuller taking the lead over. Daniel Falkenham then second. Scott Simley. Call him Scott Smiley. Got that Traxxas machine out there running. Looking good. He's up to third. Trey Etzen there in fourth. And Sean Castro right there sitting in fifth. Nick Silver back in sixth. Mike Kelly up in the seventh. Joey Catina's up in the eighth spot. He's got, I guarantee he's got Sim500 on that thing. Let's see. Yep, there he is. And E.J. O'Rourke, he's got that Tony Stewart throwback. He just went around, Joey. And Nigel Stanches. Now, in the 09 machine, he's got close to what looks old car on the wall. 96 Mitch Rollo. Oh, man. Mitch just actually came into pit road. Caution's out. Let's go back on the replay here and see exactly what happened to Mitch. He was up underneath and just lost it. That thing just snapped loose out of the turn, and he just destroyed the front end of that machine. Wow. Nobody around. He made the pass clean, had new tires, but it just snapped loose instantly on him. Destroys the car, and you've got to be kidding me, because Mitch Rollo, one of the fastest here tonight. Now he looks like a full modified. He is missing the whole front end of that machine. The caution's out, and that's going to benefit a lot of people who have not come in. Actually, about 12 to 13 drivers have yet to come in. That's definitely going to benefit them a lot. Under caution for the first time tonight. Wow. And unfortunately, Mitch Rollo, the victim here, I think just snapped out from under him. I tell you, love to know he might not be the happiest camper in the world, but I'd definitely love to get a talk with him. Just to hear what maybe he had to say on the drive. Mitch, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, I tell you, you had one of the fastest machines out here tonight. It just came into pits. Looks like that thing just got evil loose and snapped out from under you. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I just kind of tapped the apron there just a little bit. I mean, I barely touched it, and car just got real upset and decided to go around on me. So, unfortunate for the 96 team. We were top 5 car for sure, and we're having fun until that all happened. So it's all good though. We'll see if we can't get it fixed, get back out there. But if not, we'll head to wherever we head next week. Actually, next week an off week, but Chase is coming up soon. Get this stuff out of the way before that.
Well, that's the big picture, and you're right. After tonight, we're off next week. Then we go to Indianapolis, which ends the season, and then we start that chase. And I know that's definitely in the back of your mind, because that's the big picture, champion. I mean, I know you wanted to win tonight and finish out and have a good, race here tonight. Darlington is a very tricky track. Now, while you were running out there, how was the car feeling?
It was good. It was really, really tight in 3 and 4, though. It was stuck to the track pretty good 1 and 2, but just couldn't get it to turn over there in 3 and 4 like all them other guys up front were. So probably not quite a winning car tonight, but we were right there in contention. Probably would have came away with the top 5 or possibly even top 3 at the end of the night had I not shot myself in the foot there.
Hey, I tell you what, as I always say, you're always up top there and looking good. And again, hope you can get that machine out there and get going.
Appreciate it, Joe. Thanks.
Alrighty. Get him back down into his or an aftermath, right?
No, crossover.
Crossover, that's right. Get him down there in his team. Unfortunate set of circumstances for Mitch Rollo. I know he's disappointed out there. Wow. That right there is just not what he wanted to see. Is that car just snap out from under him, like he just said. Got that thing there. Boom. Gone. Let's see who else we can get a hold of real quick. I'm sure that the base car is still on. If anybody out in the chat maybe wanted to talk with anyone, but no. Let the lights on the pace car stay on. They do. Get a word in with somebody else. If not, kind of hold off. That looks like we're going back green flag. We'll hang on to talking to someone else here. Just wanted to get a word in with Mitch. Unfortunately, just, get his view. And it's what I thought. That car just got evil loose. He got on the apron and it stepped out. So it might be something these guys might have to keep, mindful of and keep aware of. Stay off that apron. Stay off up against the wall. I mean, that's just two places now you've got to pay attention to. The apron and the wall. Justin Fuller is going to be the man out front. What this does is actually mars Adam Gillian, who took a pit stop back in 16th spot. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to have to be careful now. He definitely has one of the fastest machines. Pace cars in. Getting set to go back green flag here at Darlington. As Justin Fuller's going to lead the field here. As the green flag flies, we're back racing. Justin gets a good start and a good jump on the guys up front. As he heads off, and behind them, Nick Silver, Sean Kester, they're all side by side, door to door. E.J. O'Rourke's in the mix. I know he's up there. Scott Simley right there, side by side with them. You can just see them cars dancing around. Very treacherous as they're side by side. Definitely something you don't want to do, but here comes the 15 and Nick Silver. He gets a huge shove by E.J. O'Rourke. E.J. says, I want to get up here and get single file as fast as I can, and they do. Top probably 8 or 9 machines, all single file, nose to tail, storming off into the turn. Here comes the 2, Mike Kelly down low. He's going to take that spot away from the 12. Brian Boris Cook is still up there. Definitely a good bounce back from him. He's up to 8. Wow. What a run by all these guys right now. Justin Fuller out front in this one still. He's got his hands full. Scott Simley right there trying to work over Mike Kelly as they'll go nose to tail. So the whole field right now single file. That's going to help Adam Gillian and to see if he can actually come through the field here. But Mike Kelly, though, he's picking him up and knocking him down. He's going around Sean. Battle for the lead. Here comes Nick Silver to the inside. He's going to muscle his way there. No, he's not. Justin Fuller says not today. This is a good side-by-side duel. And E.J. O'Rourke, you want to talk about cutting the nose off of somebody. Nick Silver stuffed that machine in there where it didn't belong, and he cut the nose right off the top end of E.J. O'Rourke for the moment. The 40 of Trey Etson's behind him. Mike Kelly's right there sitting in the 5th place spot. This is a good battle up front. These guys know it looks like Nick's going to drop down low for the moment. E.J. eventually might try to take that to high line. Don't want to give up the high line here, though, but Trey is going to work over the inside of E.J. and see if he can't get that spot, and he does. That's going to let Mike Kelly open the door for him. E.J. O'Rourke now all of a sudden off the pace. Not what he wanted to see. Maybe used a little bit of tire up. Got maybe the side of that car up against the wall, because here comes Sean to the inside. They're going to come off the turn door to door. Sean's got to drop it back in the line for the moment. But it's heating up front here. Lap 61 of this one here at Darlington. The guy, too, 8 laps in, got new tires. You feel like Superman out here for the moment. Jane Ewing right there. He's been able to pull it back up. I know Mom's jumping up and down, cheering for him up in 9th place spot. He's got the Farm Rich machine out there. They got cows, I guess. I don't know, folks. I'm just saying.
All right, back.
well, welcome back. I tell you what, I had a caution. Unfortunately, Mitch Rollo, the car just stepped out from under him and slammed the inside wall, brought the caution out. He just lost it and hit the apron. So definitely a tore up car. Unfortunately, him one of the fastest machine. But this restart, these guys up here just doing some moves.
Yeah, so I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Just saw the replay of Mitch's wreck. That was a major hit there. But yeah, so it looks like I saw some other stuff has gone on with you've got Justin Fuller up front now. So you have to catch me up a little bit on what's going on. So I'm not expecting to see some of these guys down a lap where they currently are running.
Well, what happened was you had guys that was coming in at the green flag pit stops, and we start sending them around lap 44 to lap 50. which is what the time frame was in, and then the caution flew, and the top 12 to 13 guys had yet to come into pit. So that's kind of, like you said, shuffled the field up. And unfortunately, Chad Cole, Nick Cohan, the first ones a lap down, starting 22nd on back. They're the ones that, kind of didn't benefit from that. Now, you also got to look back here. I'm trying to find right fast where he's at. Adam Gillian got marred back in traffic, too. The good thing about him, he didn't go a lap down, but he is in 14th spot. We know he's got one of the fastest machines out here. He's just going to have to. Remember earlier I was talking about you're not going to see anybody.
As they were talking about that, Justin Fuller touched the wall off of 3. Amazing save. He hung on to it, lost the lead, and looks like he's going to fall back to about 5th or 6th there. But wow, that
replay,
was, yeah, so just right there coming off of 4. I don't know how he hung on to that thing, so that's going to move Nick Silver up into the lead now.
See that showing the replay right here. Definitely a good save by him. He definitely will lose a lot of positions back in the 6th place spot. Like you said, moves Nick Silver up there. But we go back to what we were saying before. You're not going to see anybody come driving through the field here. This place is so hard. Even with Adam Gillian being as fast as he is, he's marred back there in 14th. So he's going to have to be very careful trying to come through this field.
Yeah, so kind of same thing. Just kind of pick them off one at a time and do what you can. That being said, though, as hard as it is to pass, though, let's say the fact that Trey Itz and Mike Kelly from 20th and 22nd are running 2nd and 3rd, that's extremely impressive by those guys. So it can be done, I guess. And then you got Chris Jabot running in 11th, starting 36th. So really good job by him as well.
Well, we talked about pit strategies, and that caution came, like I said, all around. A lot of the top drivers, or a lot of the top guys, had went into pits and made a green flag stop. And so, like I said, the top 12 to 13 stayed out. So pit strategies, we mentioned it earlier, it paid off, and it's paid off for some of these guys. And now that they got track position, I think track position here is going to play more importance, because look at Brian Boris-Cook. Brian Boris-Cook had a bashed up car. He still does out there, but he's been able to hang on, and he's up to 7th right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you got battle now here for the lead in 3 and 4. You got the 40 and the 15 side by side. So you got the Motorcraft car, and then you've got the Transervice. So I'm trying to see. It looks like that used to be was that a Sterling Marlin Coors car, if I remember right? They're based on that paint scheme.
What, Trey Edson?
Yes, sir.
What was it?
It's Transervice, but I think it's based off the old Sterling Marlin paints, if I'm right. I could be wrong. I apologize if I am.
It looks like it is. Looks like it's off of one of those older styles, Coors style, Anheuser style paints. I do know the Motorcraft is, that would be like Bill Elliott, I believe. Take it further back.
Yeah, that's a good looking one.
Back in the day. Yeah, that's way back in the 80s. Yeah, I'm not sure on that Trey Edson one. I'm be interesting to look it up. It does resemble one of the Coors style cans way back in maybe the 90s or something like that.
I think we'll need to do that for future throwbacks. As they said, Nick Silver decides he's not going to fight him, risk hurting their own races. Going to let Trey take the lead there, set the pace, and maybe he'll catch back up to him in the long run. But yeah, I'm going to have to talk to Joey for future ones that we do this, where we can actually get like, okay, here's this car is based off of this one and all that. Because I said it'd be really cool to see, because like I said, there's some really original ones that you may not think of. And so yeah, I think that'd be a good idea for future years.
Absolutely. Mike Kelly working over Nick Silver there for second, but you're right. Now, a lot of these guys, the only bad thing about it is they like keeping the surprise and the intensity there, so they don't say a lot before the race. And as even the broadcasters up here, which, I guess we should know, or people expect us to know. Believe me, I don't know a lot of all these. But a lot of the drivers, they do like that surprise. Oh, look what I'm going to bring out, But you're right. Maybe Joey can get us some insider information to it.
Yeah, I think that'd be worth trying to say. But yeah, like you mentioned, though, for second spot there, though, Mike Kelly is all over Nick Silver. So far as they've been able to hold them off there. But yeah, same. Pretty much kind of same as last time. You got just about the top 10. Oh, it was a couple of them got the wall there in 3. Just about the top 10 all kind of holding station. I say gonna try to avoid making any jinx, but then say you got Joey Jattina right there, just making the pass entering 1 there for the 9th position. So he's having a really good run. His car looks perfect right now. I don't see any dents or anything on that car. So hopefully he can keep that going on for the rest of this race. Let's say still got a long ways to go. Not even to the 100 lap to go mark yet. So this is definitely an endurance one here tonight.
Oh yes, and I know Joey's probably, if he's listening there, he's probably going, Gail, be quiet, don't talk about me. I said every time we start talking about him, he ends up hitting the wall. But again, I'm going to reiterate what you're saying. He's doing an outstanding job, and definitely, he's up to 9th. He has stepped it up the last several weeks. He's another one out there who will come up every once in a while before the races, and we'll talk to him, and he'll go, man, I just don't know about this car. I just don't know about this track. And I'm like, you got it. You're good. Go for it. I don't know. We're trying. And then he ends up having some good runs. So maybe that's the new strategy. Maybe that's what I need to do if I go racing soon.
I say we just need to become pessimistic. That seems to work.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna try that for my future ones. Like, no, I don't got a chance. And see how it turns out.
Yeah, instead of trying to be all, hey, look, you're out there, I got a very fast car. I like this track. Nope. Don't like none of them. I'm terrible here.
Yes, I'm noticing also a little bit of different lines here. Trey Itzon's been running, especially in 3 and 4. He's running right up against the wall there, but a lot of the other guys are trying to be a little more cautious and running that middle to the bottom, I think, just to try to protect that right side of their car. So I think, like I said, that is the fast way to go, but it's kind of a fine line.
You also got Daniel Falkingham back there in 11th. That's another car who got, caught right there with all those pit stops and everything going on with the caution. He's marred back there. He was up front. He's trying to work over Shane Ewing right now to try to knock him down. You got Adam Gillian up to 12th. Now these guys will slowly but surely, like you said, pass one car one at a time. The problem with it is it takes so much time to do that. By the time they get up there, pit stops, green flag pit stops will be at it again. So it's going to be a chess match now where they're at. They've got the speed, they got the cars, just got to keep the fenders on them. And I was also making note earlier here, Gail, and I noticed that we're going to go into nighttime with this race. Went into the evening time, and I think the lights are going to come on here, and that's going to kind of be a neat transition.
Yeah, so that's going to make things look even better. And then I'm curious to see also what it does with the track time, because right now, track time's actually only 86 degrees, so it's temperature-wise, it's actually really good. These things are probably gripping the best they could versus like if it was in the daytime and probably 110 or something like that. So that's definitely helping their cause at the moment here. Trey's putting down some good laps right now. He's got about a second of a lead on Nick Silver right now in 2nd place.
He does, and he's looking very, very well. Trey Etzen, like you said, he's 7.5 tenths right there with Nick Silver. Just kind of looking and watching back here what Adam is doing. He's trying to close in on Daniel. He's up into the wall, got him a little Darlington stripe right there. Shane Ewing falls back to 12th. Well, I tell you, they're at lap 29. Get my voice up under me here. Let's see if we can't do what I like calling the OSR Network rundown order. And basically what this is going to do, this is going to show these drivers off, show their cars off, and what position they're in, and show these awesome paint jobs off. So, folks, hang on to it if you like it. I'm going to go a rundown here as the man out front, Trey Etzen. He has definitely had a very, very good run here tonight. He started that machine in 20th position, favored himself in that 40 car, and he's out front leading it. Very good, nice throw back there. We feel that's maybe one of the Sterling Martin's paint throwbacks from later years. Nick Silver's a man sitting in 2nd in the Motorcraft machine, started 17th. He's currently up in the 2nd. Mike Kelly looking good there, started 22nd, up to 3rd in the 2 machine, and E.J. O'Rourke. That is nice Tony Stewart throwback there. He started 16th, and he's up to 4th. John Casto right there. Alka-Seltzer Machines. We got heartburn. He definitely helped you out tonight. He started 11th. He's definitely going to try to work over that next spot, but he's currently in 5th. Justin Fuller Got a fast machine here tonight. He started third. He's back in the sixth. He's got a few little Darlington stripes on the side of that machine, but nothing he can't handle right there. He's in sixth. Brian Boris Cook, boy, what an up and down night for him. Started 24th. He's currently in 7th place spot. Scott Simley right there behind him. Started 8th. Currently sitting in 8th. And we just talked about Joey Katina, the Sim500 Stars and Bars machine there tonight. Looking good. Started 12th. He's up to 9th. Daniel Falkenham, though, is going to work over the back end as he's right there. Started 4th. He's up to 10th. Looking good. And Adam Gillian. Those two machines got marred there when the caution came out as they took their pit stops early on, but he's got a fast machine. He put it on pole. He's currently in 11th, and he's looking to get back up front. Shane Ewing, I know mom's out there cheering him on all night long. He started 7th. He's currently sitting in the 12th place spot as of right now. He's looking good in that Farm Rich machine. You got the 13th spot, Nigel Standish. He started 15th, sitting in 13th, the 09, and Nelson Riviera. I say Riviera, but it is Riviera. Excuse me. Nelson started 21st, currently sitting at 14th. Chris Jaboo right there behind him, and a Terry Labonte throwback. Kellogg's machine, very popular paint scheme right there. Started 36, he's currently up to 15th spot. Tommy Ryan, Exide, Jeff Burton throwback scheme. He started 9th, back in 16th, so he's lost a little bit of position. But, you know, he's got the car. He can get back up front. Timothy Johnson, though, he's got that Davey Allison throwback. Started 5th. He's back in 17th. Another one. He's just looking to maybe get back up in the top spot. Nick Tins, Mr. 9 times himself. Started 28th. He's up to 18th spot right there in the Hitman Racing Apparel. Looking good. 19th starter here. Our place man, Steve Ritter. He started 30th. He's up to 19th, so he's made some headway towards the front side. Scott Stencil. Looking good there. He started 13th. Fell back to 20th right now. He's looking to maybe capitalize and get back up front. Nick Cohan started 2nd, back at 21st. Not the night he's wanted. He's went way far back, so he's definitely wanting to look to see if he can't get back up front. I know he's got the car and the talent. Chad Cole right there behind him. Chad Cole started 22nd. He's up to 26th. He's up to 22nd right now. He's one that kind of just sits back, lets the track come to him, lets the race come to him. So we'll have to see what happens towards the end. But he's in 22nd. Bobby Wetzel there behind him. He's back in the 23rd spot, started 10th. Lost a few. We'll see if we can't get that thing back up front. 24th place man, Robert Gillenwater. He is sitting right there, started 32nd, currently 24th. Chad Coleman behind him in the Transervice machine, started 25th, currently sitting in the 25th spot. Nice looking car right there. There's Kevin Brown right behind him. Started 23rd. He's currently sitting in 26th position. Glenn Campbell, other Transervice title sponsor machine out here. He started in 18th. He's fallen back. He's back in the 27th position, but not where he would like to be at right now. Jose Gonzalez, Colin Speedy out here. Started 14th, got pulled back. He's in 28th position right now, but he's always running that PepsiCo machine there. Randy Yoakum right behind him, though. Started 31st. He's up to 29th. He's got the Days of Thunder car out there. Definitely a Cole Trickle machine. Looking really good. He's up in the 29th. Jason Barham had some hard start at the beginning of the race. Didn't get started. He started 35th. He's up to 30th right now. He is still 3 laps down. And Brian Wortman going to be the last man running on the field here. He's got that Pennzoil machine. He started 34th. He's up to 31st position right now. Few cars out of the race. Dwayne Vincent, Mike Matesi, Mitch Rollo, Doug Ross still on pit road out of it, and Steve Herring all out of the race as of right now. And that takes us back to this man up front, Trey Edson, who has, like I say, started 20th. He's currently out front of it right now, and a good throwback there. But that's your OSR Network rundown order, and I tell you, it's definitely a huge field, but a lot of great paint jobs out there, Gil.
Yeah, so a lot of good paint jobs. It's nice that you're able to go through them so that they can all kind of get a little bit of TV time there. I say definitely, I'm noticing. It's lap 42 of this run here, and they're starting to get a little bit squirrely on exit of these turns right now. So I say it's going to be now. It's one of those things again. See who blinks first for the pit stops. Who's willing to risk it too? Because like you said, what happened last time, yellow came out in the middle of the cycle. So some guys might be a little more gun shy to short pit this time.
Well, last time I was noticing pit stop started around lap 44. And from 44 on, and I was saying maybe 44 to 50. I'm not 100% sure what they were, but that's what I saw right before that caution. The caution kind of flew around lap 47 or whatnot, kind of in the middle of that. So a lot of guys were taking them top runners. So it'll be interesting to see, like you said, what's it going to be this time? Are they going to stretch it longer? Are they going to try to maybe short pit? You know, pit strategies definitely are going to play a factor. It looks like Justin Fuller on the first ones on.
Yeah, I'll say he definitely is the taker. He's the first one in, so we'll see how he cycles out, and we'll see if he's able to. Hopefully, doesn't get trapped here. Hopefully, the same thing doesn't happen twice in a row.
Yeah, I got a feeling some of the guys up there now. Adam Gillian, obviously up to 9th right now. He's been able to move along with Daniel Falkenham. They've been able to move up through the field pretty good so far as they're working over Scott Simley right now. Those two guys have very, very fast machines. They know it. They've got to keep them together. The 46 laps, though, 45, 46 laps respectively on the tires, I don't know what their strategy is at this point. Do they pit when the leaders come in? Do they short pit it? I don't know, as we see Brian Boris Cook on pit road.
Yeah, it's a tough one to decide because, like you said, they're a little bit further out. So you just have to be careful. I see Fuller, it looks like, is exiting the pits now. Yeah, so you just have to be real careful about the timing of everything here.
Yeah, and you see Daniel, he's been out there for 47. Adam's been out for 51, so he's been out the longest, and this actually will tell us the tale here of how long these guys can go. You know, I kind of had a feeling they could probably go a little longer than 44 and 50 laps, but sometimes those first ones, they always short pit it. We're seeing now Adams taking it out 52 laps. I'm going to say that maybe they're going to take it with, try to maybe stay in pace with Trey Edson up there. Their lap times haven't dropped off too much to the leaders, just a little bit.
Yeah, it's me. I'm watching Trey Edson right now, and I see Justin Fuller on his way with those brand new tires. It's gonna be pretty. This will be a telling tale to see what new tires versus almost 50 lap old tires. Just the speed difference between the two.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just mentioned it, and we just saw Adam Gillian had to chase that car down and lost a lot of ground to Daniel and lost a spot to Scott Simley. So I got a feeling at this point, if I was Adam Gillian to lose any more positions, now's the time to come in with 53 laps on those tires, and here he comes.
Yeah, so that's the right call there. So it looks like Daniel Falkingham's going to follow suit as well. So about 54 laps for Adam, 50 for Daniel. So we'll see what the max these guys can do.
Yeah, after, especially when you got a car that you just almost lose it coming out of turn, then, okay, it's time to maybe not push this thing, because that would be the worst thing. End up, unfortunately, like Mitch Rollo, and I did speak with him there during the caution, it just looped out from under him. He caught the bottom apron, and we hadn't even really mentioned that. We were talking so much about tapping the wall and getting tight in the turns, which he did say the cars are tight. But he just came out of the turn, and Gail, he was actually not on but 5-6 laps old tires, so it wasn't like the tires were worn out. Just caught the apron by himself coming out of the turn, and the car just stepped sideways. I mean, it almost like snapped out from under him and slammed the inside wall. So I know Adam's out there feeling it. He had to chase that thing down the track. Probably at that point, hey, I want to risk it and end up, what happened to Mitch.
Yeah, so I'm noticing too is a lot of the guys who were running up front, like Trey and Nick Silver, they're still running this as far as they can. They did have a pretty good gap over the rest of the field, so it's not a bad idea. It's like, yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of track position, but you probably are going to gain it back in the long run as well. So I think this actually could be a pretty good strategy by them. And then, of course, if the yellow does come out, they're going to trap a lot of cars down some laps here.
Well, another thing, too, is we have difference in pit stops as far as time. Adam and them came in. They were out there for about 56, 55 laps. Trey's only been out for 51. But you do see E.J. O'Rourke on pit road right now. So Nick Silver, Trey Edson, both, they had a little bit of a gap there, but we do see Trey Edson on pit road.
Yep. Yeah, say Trey just ducked in right there. Say Nick Silver staying out, though. Looks like Sean Casto as well at the moment. So now those two are the ones that are kind of running it a little long, so we'll see if they want to stretch it all the way or what their plan's going to be here. But yeah, so now say Trey will give up that track position here and get those new tires.
Well, at this point, you do not want to give up too much because the longer you stay out, you're losing time. Just to give an idea, Nick Silver ran a 29.460, and Trey Edson, excuse me.
Well, I think he's running about 2 seconds a lap slower than some of these guys.
Yeah, that's
on
what
new
I was
tires.
like. Mike Kelly, there we go. Yeah, Mike Kelly, he's got the whisper on.
Pressing wrong buttons here.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I was just looking at the Mike Kelly there. He ran a 27.9 to a 29.4 of Nick Silver. So you're right. It's about 2 seconds difference.
Yeah, so I'd say it's it'll be a little. I mean, it's one of those risk reward things. I say I kind of have a habit of trying to stretch my fuel long, see if I can maybe catch a timely caution. It's worked for me before. Other times it's burned me too. But the other thing is I don't know how far they can go on fuel, but I wonder, is there a potential that he can go far enough here where he could just this could be his last stop if he can stretch it. Let's say it's 65 laps that he can do, and then if that's, because let's say we're at lap 108 of 184, if he can go that 60-ish laps, maybe he can make it on one more stop from here, or make it from here if he stretches it all the way. So it'll be interesting to see. I'd say maybe you've got a little different strategy, be it a fuel mileage thing or just maybe trying to catch that timely caution.
Yeah, that's a good point right there, Jenny. You bring that up. A lot of these guys might have to actually pit again. And also, we say that they will have to pit again. We see him out there 56 laps. If he can go, like you said, 65, well, then we know a lot of these other guys can stretch it even longer than what they did. And so, yeah, we might say one of those guys might not be able to make it, but they might be able to stretch it to the end. But with that said, we always got to bring up, could be that green-white checkered. Got to keep that in the back of your mind. That can add on to it. If you go, well, all right, I'm calculated. I'm maybe a lap to the good. Well, green-white checkered, that can mess that all up.
Yeah, no, so that's definitely one you have to plan for now. Not like it used to be. I'm looking around on the standings here, and actually, yeah, Bob Gillenwater right now, he's been on the track for 62 laps. So a few more than Nick Silver. So this could be his plan. I think he might be trying to one-stop it from here, where just stretch it as far as he can take it, pit, and then just doesn't plan on coming in again, of course, unless there's a yellow, of course. But if he's probably rooting for it to go green because he's thinking he can make it all the way here.
Yeah. Now, I just noticed what you said there, and I noticed what it says. This week it shows Robert Gillenwater, but I do remember Bob. So,
I think he goes by Bob, though.
Oh, okay. So I'm sitting there going, all right, man in disguise. Either Bob or he's Robert.
Depends on how his race is going.
There you go, absolutely. But you're right, he's been out there for 63 laps. Good strategy on his end to maybe see if we can just take it one more time. And Nick's been out there for 59. So I believe you hit the nail on the head there, Gail. I think that's what his strategy is as far as Nick goes, is to stay out. And Scott Stencil right there behind him, been out there for 58 laps. I think those two gentlemen are looking at one more pit stop here. The way this race pace has been, ultimately, I think it could have went caution-free. It's just, unfortunately a mishap right there with Mitch Rollo, kind of cost him. It brought the one caution out, unfortunate, but for the most part, been a pretty solid race.
Yeah, and even if there's a caution, ideally, of course, if there's a caution, Nick would want it to happen here before he pits. But if there is one, though, he's the only car as he hits the pits right now, entering 3. I say he was the only car in the lead lap there until right there with that pit stop.
Puts him at 61 laps. So that would put.
That's still about 70 to go from here.
70 to go from here. Yeah, that's. Now, here's the thing. could he take those tires out that far? Kind of a splash and go in the last pit stop. Do it that way.
Yeah, it's definitely a potential. We'll be curious to see where he falls in relation to the other guys. And say, I think I may have seen Trey Edson may have just got by. I'm trying to take a look to see where everything's panning out here. Same Nick Cohen as well. He just went 62 laps on his tank. So yeah, this will be. I'm curious to see how this is going to pan out here. And the other thing is, I mean, he's going to have 10 to 15 plus lap fresher tires than these guys that he's going to come out around. So I mean, even though it's hard to pass here, I think once you get 10, 15 lap newer tires, I think that you will be able to pick them off as long as you just kind of get him on the exit, make it a little bit safer to do. Because yeah, he's going to fall back a fair bit here once it cycles through.
And the big thing is too, is maybe even though he's got those newer tires, try to get what he can earlier on, then save. But you brought up a good point right there. As it winds down, let's take it down to, let's say 15, 20 laps to go. You know, yes, he's going to have to come into as a pit stop because of fuel, but his tires are going to be a lot better. Might play into his hand if everybody else has to go in and get 4 tires or 2 tires and make the pit stop. If he just comes in, splash and go, he could be far enough ahead with the lap count there that he could maybe hold him off at the end of the race.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a potential. I mean, I like this strategy. I mean, right now, that last time by, he just had his first clean lap, and he's already half a second faster than Trey Edson. And then I think pretty much everybody else is that much, even a little bit slower than Trey. So, I mean, he's going to be making some pretty big chunks of time right here. Let's say Sean Casto's in a similar boat. He's got a few lap fresher tires than him. He's going to get by him right there. So, yeah, so I think it's going to be really interesting to see see Nick, how he's able to gain on the leaders and just kind of pick his way through the field with these new tires. Because, yeah, he's got 15 lap, 20 lap newer tires than some of these guys. So
yeah, well, I look at Daniel Falkenham. You know, we know he's one, and Adam Gillian. They're at 18 and 18 lap on their tires. And I'm watching the times. He's at least a second faster than those guys, and that's huge on the racetrack right now. We know they're going to have to make another pit stop for the end of it. Now, what I'm thinking on their end, just the top of my head, if I was one of theirs, a crew chief up there, let's short pit this thing. We know we're going to be behind when we pit. We know he stayed out, and he's going to, we know he's probably going to have to pit, but he's going to take it longer. Let's try to force his hand, and maybe with about 30 laps to go here, pit, and that way it gives us enough time to try to catch back up.
yeah, so and that might be also where they kind of split that last round in half, kind of a thing, where it's like, okay, so I mean they pitted with, let's say, 20 to go, so yeah, so like probably about, well, as I say, that might be a caution here of 3 and 4 if they aren't able to hold it. Oh, I think I just saw the 28 get into the wall. Timothy Johnston. I don't know if it brought the caution out though. It does not look like it.
Trying to find 28 here. That is the one thing about this track, the runoff. It's so huge here. iRacing will not throw a caution usually 9 times out of 10. The biggest thing with Mitch, what happened was his car got threw back up on the racetrack when it hit that inside wall. But usually if they stay down on the apron, it's so much of a runoff here. iRacing won't. You're right. Oh, he had to actually check up for Jose. Jose was the one that got into the wall there with Timothy Johnson, and he had to check up. And when he did, it just, the car just kind of slid off, and he hit the inside wall. He was able to keep going, and that's one of the reasons why caution didn't come out. Might have came out if he had hit that wall, and the car would have just spun around and stopped. But yeah, it looks like Jose Gonzalez just got up into the wall. Timothy Johnson was just reacting to what he saw in front of him there.
Yeah, so really unfortunate. Tim was having a pretty good run. So not the night he would have liked to have the way it ended. I'll say definitely a moment there right in front of Nick Silver there, but so I'll say it hasn't even been 10 laps yet, and he's went from 15th on that when he exited pits, and he's already back up into the top 10 here. And he's got a lot of cars just within a few seconds, so he's going to be up in the top 7 here.
Wrong button. I didn't hear
nothing
you just said.
Yeah, I got to fix my hotkeys there. I'm sorry. I've been setting up a new computer, and so got some learning to do again, so I've got to have to tweak that a little bit. But So yeah, so I don't know how much of it went through or not, but yeah, Nick Silver's definitely made a big charge here from 15th to 10th right now. Working on a couple guys here for looks like 7th or 9th and 8th, I believe, right on the back of the 44. So it's getting a little tight right now.
Yeah, and you can still see Trey Edson leading this one over Daniel Falkenham. Mike Kelly right there in 3rd. Adam Gillian up to 4th. E.J. O'Rourke was hanging on the 5th. Brian Borscook, outstanding run for him, up in 6th. You got Scott Simley there in 7th. Justin Fuller hanging on to the 8th place spot, but he's got Tommy Ryan's breathing down, and they are all side by side with Nick Silver. And you can see, like you just talked about, Nick Silver with those newer tires. Here's where he's got to be very patient because he can get in trouble real quick.
Yeah, so it's one thing when he's able to pick them off one by one, but when they're kind of stacked 2 by 2 here, just there's nowhere for him to go. So he's gonna have to be real careful. It almost looked like he was able almost touch the apron there off of 2 like Mitch Rolla did earlier. Still able to hang on to it, but yeah, he's going to try to get around there. Yeah, say now with both of them being up top, he's going to be able to make this happen here.
I think he will with those newer tires. He's able to dive down and get it done. And the lap car there, the 51, actually that's Justin Fuller. Man, all of a sudden made a move up top, and they're spinning in the back.
Guys,
wow.
They all saved it. Oh, not so much in Glenn. Yeah,
I say that.
They're wrecking the backstretch. This probably will bring out a caution. Yeah, there it goes.
24 went around Scott Stencil. Oh, those guys back there were battling so hard. And Glenn Kimmel got in the wall. Mike Matesi there. I'm going to say that was Mike Matesi in 99. Excuse me, Tommy Ryan's 99 spun. And then the 24 got tagged. And that car just looped it, came up the track. Wow.
Yeah.
That was chaos.
Yeah, the 4 as well got hooked and looped around as well. So that's actually honestly, was probably the exact opposite what Nick Silver was wanting there, because at this point with 14 laps on his tires, he's going to have to pit with the leaders as well.
Yes.
And so all that track position game he was trying just isn't going to pan out. And I think, so I'm trying to go through here, I think it's going to be a really nice caution for Nelson Rivera. I think he's going to get the lucky dog if I'm not mistaken. And Chad Cole's going to be pretty disappointed because he was next in line, unfortunately. So we'll see if he decides to try to maybe take a wave around and hope for a quick yellow, or if he's just going to probably have to commit to pitting and hope for another one of those cautions to try to get his lap back.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, kind of curious now. Bring up the man himself up here and get a word with him. Nick Silver. Let him get his pit stop in here. Don't want to mess him up on that. Just kind of curious to see now what his game plan is. I mean, we kind of had a feeling of what he was going through there, and he was actually coming through the field quite well. If it kept going green, I think he'd have been in the top 5 before it was over with, before he might have kind of stalled out, which is kind of probably where he would have wanted to be when if the green flag pit stops would have cycled. Now, he's still probably going to be in the top 10, but he's going to have to now just kind of drive his heart out to get up front. But let him get through his pit stop here. We'll get a word with him. I think it's been a very good race here so far, Gail.
Yeah, these guys have been putting on a show here for everybody. I'll say, and I like that there's a lot of differing strategies as well. It always makes it even more exciting trying to see how these pits shake out here. Is a really good pit exit there by Daniel Falkingham. I think he's going to come out the lead there, ahead of Trey Edson, and then Mike Kelly in 3rd, and Adam Gilland in 4th.
Nice. Well, let's bring up Nick Silver up here and get a word with him. Nick Silver, Joe in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, Nick, I tell you what, I think me and Gail kind of had your strategy down, Pat, on what you were hoping how this thing would pan out. I'm got to ask, though, did you want to see this caution?
No, I definitely didn't. I was the fastest one, at least in my area, as far as I could tell. Kind of screwed us, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but you still got a fast car. You're still in the top 10 here. I mean, do you think you still got something that's able to get up there and maybe get closer to him?
Yeah, I feel like I got a piece. Just got to, catch the right brakes on this restart here. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cautions from here on out, so it's going to be all about keeping it clean and, like I said, catching the good brakes on the restarts.
Absolutely. Well, I know you got a fast car. You've been clean out there. Unfortunately, like I say, your caution lap didn't fall the way you needed it there. We probably wanted to go green, but it's been an outstanding race. You've definitely been up there, so hey, good luck there, Nick.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Get him back down in his through there. He was back in he was in Anger Racing, right?
I'm honestly not sure.
I
I
think
didn't
it's
take a
Anger
look there. I
Racing.
apologize.
John Castro, I believe, is what he was. Yeah.
Well, if not, he'll make a new friend. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, you know what? And folks, I apologize on sometimes. There's so many race teams out here. I pull them up the next thing I know, and I kind of look and like, where in the world did I get them from? But I kind of had a feeling that's what Nick was going to say. No, he did not want to see this caution, and you know, you brought it up, and we were talking about it. He wanted this thing to go green, and it was probably playing into his hand. I'm still not saying he's out of it at this point. He's going to have his hands full now. You got Adam Gillian, you got Daniel Falkenham up our trails, and you have multitude of other cars up there that are fast. Everybody's on new tires. Everybody's going to try to get what they can get early on. Yes, we're going to have about 50 laps to go. Here's the thing, though, Gil. We know how this track is. If it goes green the rest of the way, those tires wear out so quickly. Early on is the time that's going to have to be aggressive to get what you can get early.
Yeah, so that's going to be that kind of that double-edged sword where you're going to want to try to get what you can early, but the problem is you get too aggressive there, and it'll either burn you on the long run for your tires or overdrive it and get yourself in the wall or catch another car. So I think things are going to ramp up. I think you're going to see a little more aggression from the drivers that you may have not seen earlier here.
You know, the old saying, caution sometimes breed caution. Pace car takes that hard left turn on pit road, and these bad fast drivers and these hot rods are going to drop it, and they do. Green flag flies. We're back racing at Darlington here tonight under the lights. Daniel Falkenham gets a good jump out in front of the field. Adam Gillian right there is going to go side by side, door to door with Trey Edson.
Yeah, looks like Trey's going to be able to hang on to that second spot. Yeah, clear him off of 2 here. So now you got Mike Kelly and Adam Gillian fighting here for that 3rd spot. I'm saying this is where it's like those new tires, you can make the bottom line work there in 3 and 4. Although it looks like right now that top line is where you want to be with that momentum. So yeah, really good run off of 3 and 4 Adam Gillian. He's right on the back bumper of Trey Edson.
Yes, it is. Trey Edson, man, moved that thing up there. He saw that the run was coming from Adam. Right now it's going to put him on the inside. Behind him, E.J. O'Rourke definitely is getting very aggressive. He's up high, battling with Mike Kelly. Behind them, Tommy Ryan and company. As you see, Nick Silver's trying to look on the inside there. Brian Boers Cook. But the battle right here is with Mike Kelly and E.J. O'Rourke. You know, E.J.'s not going to give up. Very aggressive style driver. He's got new tires, and he knows time is running out.
An aggressive driver in a Tony Stewart paint scheme? I would have never expected that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, just watch DJ O'Rourke over the years here, and he definitely will wheel that thing up front. Though Daniel Falkenham has got his hands full with Trey Edson. Trey knows the time is running out. He's got his hands full with Adam Gillian. You got 3 machines here that are nose to tail stacked up coming to the line, and this race is winding down, and you can already feel the heat here on the track. You know, getting very, very hot.
Yeah, these guys are going real aggressive right now. Say Trey even gave a little nudge to Daniel and off of kind of entering a little bit before turn 1 there, so to let him know, hey, I'm here. So as I said, that Daniel's running a little bit lower line off of 3. Oh, Trey gets a really good run. He's going to go for it here entering turn 1. See how they're able to handle this one side by side.
He said the momentum's going to carry him around there. I don't know if he's got enough to be able to make that pass. Could and could not. He don't want to give up that line behind him, though, because of contact between off the turn. Into the wall he slams.
Oh, he got another one loose. Oh, my goodness.
And he no caution, but man, let's go back on the replay and watch that one more time. They came off the turn. This is just what you got to do. You got to hang it all out there on the line. He did, and boom, they came down and made contact door to door. And unfortunately, Trey Edson paid the price for it, hitting the inside wall. His night is done. Will not be able to get back up front. That's going to put Adam Gillian right there. But E.J. O'Rourke now is closing in on the top 2 guys.
Yeah, so he just had a really good run here. Say Adam got a good run there off of 4. He's going to maybe think about taking a peek now. He's going to think better of it. Say, just saw what happened the last time by. But yeah, just 1 and 2 is just, that one's, yeah, you just can't really run that one too wide. I mean, he had to take the chance. I mean, he had a really good run. Just, yeah, I mean, he basically was either kind of wreck himself or wreck Daniel. So unfortunately, that took him out of contention after having a really strong run tonight.
And at some point, Adam's got to think about, you know what, I know I saw what happened in front of me there, but I'm going to have to try the move because Daniel's not going to give up that high line, so I'm going to have to try to drive down if I want to have even a shot at winning this thing, but I got to set it up perfectly. In the meantime, though, they look in the rear view mirror. When they do that, E.J. O'Rourke's going to be there. Do not count out Mike Kelly, though, and Brian Boris Cook, Tommy Ryan, and Nick Silver back there because they easily could close up that gap that they have right now between the front, say about 5-6 machines.
Yeah, as we talked about, say Adam's making a look here in one. Let's say looks like he's going to roll out of it there, but maybe just one of those things. Just try to just kind of stay in the mirror of that 39 car. See if we can force him into a mistake. Just make him drive a little bit too hard, catch the wall. We always got to try those little different things there. But as we say that though, like you mentioned, Mike Kelly took a little peek to the inside of EJ. Nothing there yet, but yeah, you got a lot of cars right now that are going to be contenders here.
A lot of momentum. You can see it. You could already tell when Adam went on the inside, made that peak there and had to go back up. He lost so much ground on Daniel. So did EJ right there, and it brought Mike Kelly into the picture. All these guys are going to be stacked up. Brian Boris Cook's right there. So just one turn, and you actually could lose a lot of ground here. But if Adam wants to even contest to try to win this thing, he's got to figure out a way to get around Daniel. EJ is struggling at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to definitely have to try something different. It's like we said, I think the top line is going to need to be where you need to be. The only other potential is if he can get a really good run off of 2, you can make something happen in 3 and 4 a little easier than you can in 1 and 2, just with it being that slightly slower turn. And I think a big part of it's going to be just going to have to try to force Daniel into a mistake. But right now, these two are running just right on the very edge. It's really impressive.
And you see back here, Mike Kelly ducked to the inside of EJ. That left the door open for Brian Boris as Tommy Rines now is on the back end. Just like that, it went from 1-2 machines to about 3 and 4 there, battling for one position, and that's just how it goes. Not only do you get up there and these cars are very tight into the turns, but that momentum plays a huge factor. And you see Mike Kelly lost so much ground on EJ. Now he's got to contest with Brian and Tommy behind him.
Yeah, saying they kind of talk about racing the racetrack. This is one of them because when you start trying to get by somebody else, you both lose so much time. So it gives EJ a little bit of breathing room here for a little bit, but now that they've singled out again, it looks like they're starting to make that ground back up on him one more time.
Now look at the lap times. They are so close. From the top 6 and 7th guys, there's only about 2 3/10 splitting them up. So everybody's running about almost even up top here. Not a lot of room to give, not a lot of room to mess up. You see Brian Boris Cook right there. He is tearing up the tailgate and the back end of Mike Kelly right now.
Yeah, he's having a really good run. I'd say it's nice. He's had some bad luck with some of the races I've been a part of to watch or even just to spectate in. So yeah, it's been nice to see him having a solid run here.
Well, his night didn't start off like he wanted it to. Got a lot of damage on the machine, but has been able to fight back and get back up to the front there. Running almost like what Bobby Labonte would in that interstate battery machine. Looking very stout, though, up here in the 5th place spot. He's trying to get that 4th place away from Mike, but he's got to be careful. You got Tommy Ryan, who knows how to get it done around the track, right there breathing down his back neck. We'll have to see. You still got Nick Silver back there kind of lurking. He could very easily get up into this mix also.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if he's just trying to save his stuff a little bit here, and that way when they start burning up their stuff, he can then make that charge here. Because, you still have got about over 30 laps to go. So, yeah, there's still definitely a long ways to go on this one. So let them use up their stuff. Just about 20 laps in the run here. So maybe let them burn their stuff up, and then he can go after it once they start kind of sliding back a little bit.
Well, Brian Boris, he went up there and smacked the outside wall. Got a huge Darlington stripe there. But still, even with that, you see Tommy Ryan, he was able to look on the inside. Just that momentum carried Brian right back around him. And Tommy wasn't able to make the pass down low. And then, like I said, here comes Nick back there. Nick was about 4 or 5 car lengths back from Tommy. And just like that, now he's maybe contesting to try to get that 6th place spot. So that's just how much momentum plays a factor here.
Yeah, no, it definitely is a big factor in this, especially with this new package with these cars. You just got to keep the speed up, and let's say as I was watching right there, it looked like the what was it? The 81 is able to roll. He's really rolling the turns right now really well. Kind of reeling in that 39 again for the lead here.
Gonna try. It is the problem is he's 21 laps in. Will those tires hold on the bottom side as time is running out for these guys again? Oh, this is if it goes green the rest of the way. It has been a very good race here. Let's get you a really quick race summary here tonight, folks. Daniel Falkenham's leading it. We have completed 150 of 184. We've had 6 lead changes and only 2 cautions. So definitely an outstanding run here tonight. It's not over with yet.
Nope, so they just got just a little over 30 laps to go, and say I'm watching the top 2. I mean, they are using every inch of the track right now. I say they've definitely gapped themselves from 3rd on back, and from 3rd to 7th with Nick Silver. They're all right there. Say they're any one person just makes the smallest mistake, they're going to lose all those positions.
The gaggle of machines, always called a hornet's nest right there. You're right, between Mike Kelly, E.J. O'Rourke, Brian Boris Cook, Tommy Ryan, all in a freight train line here. And if any one of them, you just mentioned it there, Gil, steps out of line, makes a mistake, the other guy's going to capitalize on it. Front runners, though, have moved away. They're 2.2 seconds in front with Adam Gillian and Daniel Falkenham this one. So the battle's on back here for 3rd on back.
Yeah, it's a really good battle right now. Say Mike took a look on the bottom in 3 and 4, just still same thing, just couldn't keep that momentum down on it. But oh man, Brian Boris Cook right on the back bumper of Mike Kelly that are entering 1 and 2. Made me nervous there, but able to hang on to it. Looks like he's going to get a good run off of 2 here, but he's going to hang in line. He wants to try to, looks like he wants to run the top side, see if he can force something with Mike, maybe keep him pinched on the bottom here.
You saw him get that run right there. Good smart heads up driving by Brian, not to just instantly dive down on the inside, because he probably figures I won't be able to make the pass. And with Tommy and Nick Silver right there behind him, he would have lost more than he would have gained. If he can get and maybe capitalize right with Mike Kelly ducking on the inside of EJ, he might be able to get that high lane that he wants. Just being patient right now, so some good heads up driving, because you see Mike down there, and oh, now he's in the wall and scrapes it.
So he might got a pretty good run off of 4 here. Yeah, so EJ's still going to have that momentum though on the exit. But I'm saying that's where Brian, he's looking to try to fill that. Oh, there he goes. He's able to try to fill that quarter panel here, see if he can keep Mike Kelly pinned to the bottom. Just barely able to clear himself. That's very close.
Wow, just lost the momentum. He had it right there for the moment, but I see a strategy right now. He's going to try to pin him as soon as Mike makes that move on the inside. He's trying to get up there close enough to him. He needs to be a little bit closer when he makes that move. But Mike is definitely giving up the outside every time it happens, and Brian is there breathing down the back deck lid of the number 2 machine, Mike Kelly. A good run, folks. This is for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th. These guys are definitely putting on a show.
Yeah, so I think Mike's going to have to really trust his spotter on this one, just to make sure as soon as he says clear, he's got to fill that gap, because if he waits an extra second, that 63 is going to be on his outside. So yeah, he's going to have to kind of, if he can't get that pass happen, he's got to clear himself back up top and then not let him get that position on him.
I see what's happening here with Brian. He gets a good run going into the turns. He loses that momentum because he has to check up. He gets such a good run going on Mike. And by that time, Mike tries to make that inside move on EJ, and he's just not quite close enough when he gets it done. You see him right there. He's about 3 car lengths back. If he was to be able to close that gap one time, that's going to put Mike Kelly on the inside, and I think Mike knows that. So he's trying to keep Brian at bay back there. Every time he pulls up in front of him, he kills the momentum of Brian, and that might be helping him to be able to try to maybe look on the inside of EJ.
Yeah, what Brian really needs to try to do here is get a really good run in 3 and 4. That way Mike Kelly can't slide up right there in front of him, because he's within about half a car length that he can make it happen, just can't quite get it.
Yep, you see him get a good run out of 3 and 4, and then right here Mike Kelly kind of rolls away from him. All the momentum in 1 and 2 is lost by Brian Boris Cook. and Brian doesn't get that momentum back until he heads off into 3. And that's when, there's where Mike makes his move into 3, but Brian just does not have the momentum at that time going in. He does coming off of 4. Watch him. He'll close the gap here. By the time they hit into turn 1, it's what Mike Kelly does. Pins him down there and kills it. And when he kills that momentum, he's got another shot. So I kind of see the strategy. Heads up, but except for right there, he bobbled. So that might not be what he wanted, but I see the strategy. Mike's pulling very good heads up for what's going on behind him.
Yeah, I say because Mike Kelly's able to send it into 3 a lot deeper since he's running that bottom. But I say that's where he's able to kind of get that car length or 2 that he needs on Brian. They are just all over each other though. Just like you said, just one of them makes the slightest mistake and they're gonna go all the way to the back of that group.
Yep. Absolutely. It is a good battle here, though, for the 4th and 5th place. Brian Boris Cook wants it. Mike Kelly's got it right now. Mike wants that 3rd place spot away from EJ. Up front, you still got Daniel Falkenham and Adam Gillian. And I think Adam at this point is kind of looking and saying, what do I got to do to get around this guy? They have a pretty good, they've moved away from the 3rd place man of EJ. So Adam could maybe, kind of look a couple times up underneath and not have to worry about it at this point, but I just got a feeling the longer it goes on, the harder it's going to be to try to make that pass on Daniel.
Yeah, they're 35 just about laps on this run, so yeah, their tires going to be struggling, and unless they're just going to be a little harder, and maybe it's going to just hope to kind of force a little bit more mistakes.
Right here, you saw Brian was able to hold with Mike Kelly, throwing it into the turn right there that time. Another thing, Brian needs to be a heads up on Mike is if he bumps that wall, that's going to send him right to the back end of him. But now he's a lot closer. He bumps the wall himself. That stopped his momentum. But he actually was a little bit closer that time, and that's what Brian needs. Every time Mike drops down on the inside of EJ, he needs to be right there on the back end. And I think Mike understands that.
Yeah, no, he's doing a really good job trying to protecting the spot and also trying to attack on EJ. Because he's in a really tough spot here. If he can clear EJ, he can probably set sail. But at the same time, he's got to be careful. As he gets a really good run. They touch up before. This is exactly what Brian's going to want. He's going to fill that gap right here. Oh, but there's a lap car that's going to change everything.
Oh, wow. And that killed the momentum of Mike Kelly. But I'm going to tell you what, we were right on the inside.
It's going to be a yellow here.
Going to be a yellow. Right on the inside here.
83 and the 99 got together in 1 and 2 there.
Let's back to the 99 here. Tommy Ryan's still running though.
Yeah, no, they both got it straight again, but they both pretty much wrecked. Yeah, so
watch
enough
replay.
of it. So this is the break Chad Cole needed to get his lap back as they at least recover a little bit here. And yeah, you're going to see a lot of 4-tire pit stops going on here. And also a really good break as well for Nick Cohan. He had about 52 laps on his tires there. He did the wave around. I'm not sure if he could have made it on fuel to the end of the race, so he's going to be able to get some new tires as well and stay on the lead lap. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, just watch the replay right there. Unfortunate lap car, nowhere to go. I mean, Jason was just kind of sitting there in the middle like, where do I go? What do I do? What am I looking like here? Everybody on pit road. Are we going to see any 2 tires here, though? Anybody going to gamble?
I think there's too many laps to gamble. So they'll restart with about 14, 13 to go, somewhere like that. I don't think you'll see 2 tires, but I've been proven wrong before. What I am curious, though, is that if anybody's going to maybe short fuel the car. No, actually, no, sorry. They were saying that the car was tight already. So I think they'll fill it up and take 4 tires and just try to hit their marks as best they can.
Well, we saw those guys behind Adam and Daniel battling it out. What do you think is going to happen this time? All these guys going to be on new tires now, and wow, they were aggressive before.
It's going to be close. Let's say there goes 39. Oh, really good pit stop by the 39 team. Looks like Adam's just going to be able to clear for 2nd place, followed by EJ. And Brian Boris Cook in 4th place. That's a really good pit stop by him.
Chad Cole.
Yep, Chad Cole should be getting his lap back here.
Yep, that's what he's doing, getting his lap back. Good deal. But Brian Boris Cook, out of all that battling with Mike Kelly, outstanding pit stop, got him out there in front of Mike Kelly. So, wow, I'm going to tell you what. Whew, what a heads up from him tonight. I got to give him the Hard Charger Award here tonight. I mean, he came from 24th all the way to 4th. He's had a beat-up machine up and down. Right now, he's in 4th place spot. What a night for Brian Borscook.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. And like you mentioned, had troubles at the very beginning, but kind of persevered. Probably got some damage fixed. And yeah, he's right there. And you never know how it's going to shake out. So I mean, he could definitely still have a challenge for this one. Especially, I mean, I think the leaders have been taking the top side on these starts. So if he can kind of get to that top side, and I mean, you saw he was able to do it before the lap car kind of got in the way there. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting here.
You know, I always wanted to get a word in with Brian Bors, but I never see him in any of the team channels.
Is he hiding from us?
He must be. I always wanted to get a word in with him. And definitely, you know, tonight, but I don't see him unless he's under a different name.
No, say we'll have to root for him to get a podium that way. Get him top 3, get an interview, be like, hey, future races, we want to talk to you, man. You got to hop in our team.
Here's a guy we need to talk to. I tell you what, this is a wild guy right here. Let's talk with EJ at Rourke, because if anything, he knows that right now it's go time, and he's wild on the pedal. So let's see what we got.
What's the problem is, man?
EJ Rourke.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, this is Joe White in the booth, man. How you doing?
The booth. I don't know what that is anymore.
Well, I tell you, you're in 3rd, and real quick, man, how's the car? Because you've got a fast one. Do you got enough, man, to get it up front?
I'll tell you what, Darlington brings out some of the best drivers. You know, just drivers racetrack, and you know, you can see them running 3rd, so you can put 2 and 2 together.
Uh-oh, man, I tell you what, a lot of confidence there. I tell you, it's been a great battle. Was watching that battle right there before the caution. That was exciting to watch. But hey, here we go. It's go time. Good luck out there, EJ.
Appreciate it. Just going to thank all the boys back at the shop. Trey painting me this paint scheme. Gary Mercer Trucking, Pappas Hardware, Chevy Camaro's running good.
All righty, there you go. EJ O'Rourke's getting set. Lights off on the pace car. You saw him right there. Temperature starting to heat up a little bit. These guys definitely getting up on the wheel. Going to be interesting. Pace cars in. Here we go, Gale. Going to have 14 to go in this one. 13 when they cross that line. Daniel Falkenham's going to lead them here to the green flag. It flies. He gets a good jump out front. EJ's going to get a good jump with him there, along with Brian Borscook and Justin Fuller back up into the mix. Wow, where'd he come from?
Yeah, saying Brian got a little tight, it looked like in 1 and 2, got the wall a fair bit, lost the momentum. EJ up to 2nd, though, with a really good run here off of 2, so we'll see what he's able to make happen.
And you see right there, you're right. Daniel Falkenham out front. EJ will run the wheels off of that thing. If the only thing is left to be a bunch of doggone lug nuts. But Adam Gillian right now is going to give a tug to the back. Behind them, Justin Fuller. He has got that 4th place spot along with Mike Kelly battling door to door with Brian Boris. It is definitely heating up top for the top 3 guys. EJ's going to try to protect this thing as long as he can.
Yes, and this is where kind of like that Mike Kelly situation. Oh, let's see, it's got someone in the wall there, and they're wrecking in 3 and 4. Oh, big wreck. Huge
wreck. Justin Fuller got loose, got up into the wall. Let's go back on the replay and watch again, but Justin Fuller got up into the wall. Brian Borscook nowhere to go. He got up into the wall, and Brian Borscook right there collected him, and also looks like the 80... Sure, I think it's the Alka-Seltzer machine. 82, I believe it was. No, not the 82.
Oh, the
82?
52.
52, okay. Well, Sean Castro was involved. Wow, just a hard lick right there. That all, and like I said, all started Justin Fuller just got up into the wall. The closing rate here at this track is so quick. Brian Borscook, though, had such a good run. Man, heartbreak right there for him. Told you we probably should have just quit talking about him. And, wow. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, no, that's tough. I mean, Yeah, so he just didn't have the restart he needed on that one. I said it looked like he got the wall a little bit in 1-2 on that initial restart there, and just I say that kind of just got him back momentum, and just it kind of snowballed from there, unfortunately. So you got a lot of cars with some fair bit of damage. Like Tommy Ryan's looks like he's missing the whole front end of his car. So saying just waiting for everything to cycle here, see where everybody's winding up.
Yeah, we got that game, and we see Brian doesn't do the TS, man. We wish he would. I was always wanting to get a word in with him, and you know, I know now he's probably definitely heartbroken, but he had a very fast and a very good car up there. Just sometimes wrong place, wrong time. Definitely nothing he could have done there. Just got caught up in a mess, and that just happens on restarts. I mean, it's go time, the end of the race. You're right, the 39, Daniel Falkenham. Here's what he loves. I watched him do it about a couple weeks ago here, Gail. Every time he gets a good shot or he's leading, he gets a very good restart on the field. And this is probably what these guys don't want to see. Him out front, controlling the field, because he knows how to do it quite well.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, I say, there's a couple races where I saw him, like, he just, every restart just nailed it to perfection. Just nobody could do anything with him. So he's going to need to do that again. Because, I mean, you saw how good DJ was there. He was right on him, just didn't have a chance to make a real move yet. And then he's going to have to decide, too, is going to be if he wants to take the top or the bottom, if he wants to try to have Adam Gillen behind him or Mike Kelly, because both of those guys are also really quick. I say they got Nick Silver in that 5th position as well. So there's still a lot of potential going on here.
Yeah, and look who snuck up in 6th place spot. Joey Katina. And Nick Timms there in 7th. Scott Simley up in the 8th. Trey there in 9th. And Chad Cole. I told you, Chad Cole's one of those guys. Well, I mean, he's going to be there at the end.
I say he literally just got that lucky dog, that last caution, and now he's in the top 10.
Amazing. Been in the pack, back at 20th, 30th position most of the race, and he's up in top 10. You know what? I'm bringing him up here and talk to him. I bet the first thing he'll say is the car's terrible. Chad Cole, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
We got you, Joe. How you doing?
Pretty good. Well, first off, how's your race and how's the car?
Car seems pretty good. Race has been a bit up and down. But real quick, I got to get a plug-in for last week. Got to give a shout-out to the folks at English Auto for putting up some cash for the Dash for Cash we have. That was a really cool thing we did, and I neglected to mention it during the broadcast when you interviewed me last week, so I got to get them a plug. And Transervice, too. We got them on the car in this beautiful throwback, painted by another guy, L. Brooks.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man, right now you've been in the pack all night long. I know you always talk about terrible races, terrible tracks, but keep it up. You're in the top 10. Good luck out there getting set to go back green.
Thank you. Hopefully we can put it back on the trailer in one piece.
All righty. And get him back into his team that I got him out of.
Saying looks like Daniel Falkingham went ahead and took the bottom line here, so he's going to have Adam Gillen starting right behind him. So if he can get a good start here, see. Oh, he went way earlier than I expected there. So he was able to get a really good start there. I think EJ is going to be in good shape here to hold on to second as well.
EJ right now is the man holding on to second because he sees Mike Kelly right there on the outside with Adam Gillian, but Adam is pinched down low, and he's going to try to drive on the apron and not going to be able to get it done, but Adam takes that 3rd place spot, muscles, and here comes EJ O'Rourke. He says, time's running out, I got to do something, and what a move, crossover into the wall, though. Wow, I told you he was aggressive.
He's able to hang on to, oh, we got a wreck in the back here. We'll see if he's able to get through.
Ouch, man. Scott Simley just took a lick right there. Let's go back on the replay because that should bring a caution out.
I might have a suggestion for a replay for you. I'm going to go through it here yeah. I say we just interviewed him. You're definitely going to want to take a look at that from Chad Cole's point of view because I don't know how he did it, but he got through there. And I don't think he got any damage out of it, but there was some serious close calls. It was a really good job by him avoiding all that.
All right, we'll look at here. Let's look at one more time from Scott Simley. He was side by side. A little contact between him and the 15. Wow, but you said Chad Cole. Let's go on board and let's ride on the nose of Chad Cole. Folks, watch this. You want to talk about something that will wake you up. He sees it in front of him. He's going, you got to be kidding me. I just worked all the way up here. Now I got cars and the Red Sea's parted. Look at that. Wow, what a move.
Yeah, I say a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. Yeah, I say you kind of need both for situations like that. And say I'm waiting for everything to cycle through here, but I think he's now up to 6th or 7th position.
He is up to 7th. Wow, what a what a move right there. That's about as good as you can get. Just coming through the field. Who moves up in the 5th though? Joey Katina right there. That helps him out. EJ O'Rourke. Told you the guy was very aggressive. He threw that thing into the turn underneath Daniel Falkenham. He just drove it. Problem is, too much momentum drove him right up into the wall, and Daniel was able to capitalize and swing right back around him.
Yeah, I say Dale Earnhardt Jr. would have been proud of that slide job attempt, though. So he had to try. Because I mean, you talked about how important the top was for all these. So it's like, well, if the top's where I need to be, I'm gonna force it to the bottom, see if I can make it stick. Kind of get back up top, block that momentum. But I think Daniel saw it coming, was ready to react. So, and then EJ just did a really good job not wrecking the car afterwards too, because that thing was sideways.
That could have been a disaster right there. I mean, up front, in front of all those guys who were side by side, that could have been a lot worse. We could have had a mini Talladega at Darlington here. Folks, that's where we're at, Darlington, South Carolina tonight here, Darlington Raceway for the Transervice Cup Series presented by Sim500. And appreciate everybody tuning in here at OSR Network. Appreciate these guys here at Sim500 letting us broadcast. It's been an outstanding race. Not over with yet. Got less than 5 to go. We definitely will have. Well, we hope we don't have a green-white checkered, but if there is, there will be one attempt at it here tonight. So it won't end under caution unless they go through that one attempt. Daniel Falkenham has been the man out front most of it. But Adam Gillian, he's got another shot to try to get around him.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what his plan is now. So now that he'll be on the front row with Daniel, I think he's going to be almost trying to have to time the restart there. Because, I mean, you saw Daniel really early this last one. So now does he kind of switch it up and instead of going early, he goes late? Does Adam try to time it or just try to maybe even guess a little bit? So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that all pans out. And like you said, we're at lap 181 right now, so we haven't got to the green-white checker on this time by. So there is still a potential, if there is another caution, that we would get that one more opportunity at it. But I don't know. I kind of want to see these guys run out from this one because I think we could have a really good show here.
It is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to heat up front. These guys are going to try to get what they can. I'm not sure. I wouldn't even want to try to guess on what Adam has got to do here to get around Daniel. They've been out there not that long on tires, but he's going to have to contest with Mike Kelly if he gets up there. And, hey, don't count EJ out. He's still got a machine that can get it done. Joey Katina up there. He's hoping he's got all these guys up here just, kill each other. And maybe sneak up here and get a top 3.
Yeah, just let the top 4 take each other out, sneak in a win. No big deal.
There you go. Sometimes you got to do what you can. And, Chad Cole back there, Trey Edson in the mix.
Yeah, I was going to mention Trey. Really good recovery by Trey. I mean, Rex going for the lead. Still soldiered on, able to stay on the lead lap until that caution came out. I mean, he's done an outstanding job. I mean, you look at that front of that car, it's all crunched up. But, I mean, he's still there. He's in 6th position. You never know what could happen in front. I mean, he could still wind up in the top 3 position as well. So, and it just shows you got to keep going. You can't give up on these ones. Chad, like you said, was lapped down all until about 10 laps ago or so, something like that. And then now he's in 7th place. So, these guys are just super persistent. They do a really good job here.
Yes, they are. And here we go. Lights off on the pace car. Definitely, we still could have a green-white checker, but pace car's in. Daniel Falkenham's going to drop the hammer. He actually held him up. Good, smart move. And, Trey Edson up into the wall. Had to slide, spun the tires. But Daniel Falkenham playing a little games up front with him.
Yeah, it's actually kind of what I was thinking, that if he was going to go early or go late. And so he went early the last time, so he kind of stretched out a little later this time. And Adam tried to time it and just but Daniel played it perfectly. Just waited till he kind of blinked, and then he went for the run, didn't work, and that's when he jumped on him. But Adam's got a huge run here in 3 and 4, so he's not done yet.
No, he's not. Got damage on the back end of Daniel Falkenham. They will get the white flag, and Daniel is fighting for his life. One more time around. Does Adam Gillian have what it takes? He looks to the inside. Contact, he moved him, and they both slide. And like I said, here comes Mike Kelly down the back stretch. Is he going to be able to take this? Mike Kelly's going to try to steal this win. Adam Gillian's fighting on the outside, though, to hold on to it. And Adam is going to win this race. What a finish to this one.
That was something there. I thought it looked like Mike might have a chance at that one, but then just that momentum up top there. So, yeah, Daniel's not going to be too happy about that. We'll have to take a look, see what all went down there. It just looked like kind of like almost the same deal as with Trey, but instead, unfortunately, instead of Trey going around, it was this time it was Daniel that got the short end of it.
I'm going to tell you what. That was a wild finish to this one here, folks. These guys did everything they needed to do up front. That was just, that was amazing.
So I'm trying to take a look at the results here, too. So it looks like, so Trey Edson's able to work his way up to 4th there. Joey Jattina with a 5th place finish. So didn't jinx him, so really good job by him. Chad Cole all the way up to 6th as well after being lapped down that whole time. Man, that got pretty crazy there at the end.
Mike Kelly almost stole this one here tonight. Just could not keep the momentum up going into the last turn there. And Adam had the outside lane. I think if you'd have been able to keep the momentum going. But to come up in 2nd, what a finish to this one. And unfortunately, though, Daniel Falkenham, I know he's probably not going to be the happiest of campers here. But he had a fast machine. And I think that's what Adam, I might say Adam probably had to do something, and he just drove that thing on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he just went for everything right there. Maybe he was thinking that the 39 was going to give him a little bit more room up top. It's hard to say. I mean, they were going for the win, and I'll say it's racing. It's pretty much a single file track. It's hard to do double wide here, and well, I mean, there's still plenty of races to go. If Daniel's mad, say you might see Adam on the receiving end next time by. You never know. So could be some potential drama in the future.
Well, let's bring up the 3rd place man. Let you get a word in with him. EJ O'Rourke. He had a wild one here at the end. Yeah,
so we were able to talk to you a little there earlier there, EJ, and glad to be able to have a chat with you again here. That was, I was telling him earlier, is like, I think Earnhardt Jr. would have been proud of your slide job attempt there in 3 and 4. Didn't quite pan out, but you did a hell of a job saving the car. But yeah, talk us through that.
Man, it's just haven't won in a long time, and when it gets to the end of your career, and you never know when the last one's going to be the last one. I had a shot at it, and I saw this other 500 come to win here, and I tried for it.
Well, I'll say it was definitely an exciting attempt there. I'd say we definitely caught our attention. I think both of us got up off our seats there watching it, and saying, like I said, then just able to hang on to it. But that was pretty intense for those last couple of restarts. But I want to give you an opportunity to say some additional shout outs that you'd like to give. Say you had an opportunity earlier, but let's give you some extra time here.
Well, I got to thank Trey Edson for building me this beautiful Tony Stewart Home Depot replica. This Chevy Camaro with Gary Mercer Trucking and Bob Asador. It looked great on the racetrack. I didn't think I was going to run good tonight because I qualified 100th, 40th in the back and ran stupid 50th. But, we caught a lucky caution and got some track position. And we ran top 5 last 150 laps. And, with the way this package is, you can get some good draft. And I was sitting behind Daniel, and I like Daniel, but, checkered flag in sight. Longest race of the season. You're not going to just give it to him. I wish I can get a redo on that one because I have some other tricks up my sleeve.
Yeah, well, I'll say plenty of races to go, more chances to save those tricks for future races. But yeah, really, really good run there with the number 41 Gary Mercer Trucking with the really nice Tony Stewart throwback. So yeah, great run tonight, I'd say, and we'll definitely catch you next week, sir.
Hey, well, I don't know if you'll be in the broadcast booth with me. I usually don't get one of these, but hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go, third place man, EJ O'Rourke. Definitely, he is an aggressor out there. Now, this guy right here almost pulled it off here tonight. Bring him up here, Mike Kelly, and let's get a word with him.
Yeah, Cup here with the number 2 Chevrolet Camaro, Mike Kelly. Say you were working that bottom in 3 and 4 pretty much all night. Say you really had it working. Just that momentum just seemed to be what kind of just couldn't make it happen on that part. And then yeah, that 1 and 2 wreck there. Say looked like the season's just about parted for you. Say take us through those last couple of restarts and just those battles you were trying to during the race in general.
Yeah, thanks. Basically, the first part running low, I mean, I'd like to say I had something figured out, but for me, that was just where my car ran. It seems like at Darlington, no matter what, I just can't get 3 and 4 up on that high side like everybody else does. So fortunately, after 10 or 15 laps, the bottom really came in for me, and I was able to make up 1 to 2 tenths a second a lap on most of the field just in that corner, and then I could hang even with everybody else. So that was fun, and over the long runs, it really made it interesting. I was able to pass because you really can't pass here. As I saw with EJ, that was some great racing with him there at the end, and I was just a teeny bit faster, but I couldn't make the bottom work, and I was settling for probably 4th there, and then it got crazy with all the yellows, and got a little damage mixing it up with EJ there on a picked car, and thought my race was basically going to be over, but then I noticed that pretty much everybody had damaged cars, and my car was still pretty good. So, ironically, I just said on the radio to my teammate Nelson that maybe they'll wreck and throw it all away and give it to me, and they just about did. And if I would have had him cleared into the corner there, I would have made him have to pass me on the bottom, but I couldn't quite get him cleared, so didn't have the groove on the bottom yet, and he got back around me, and pretty exciting finish.
Yeah, I'll say it was definitely an exciting one there. I'll say we were joking about EJ's attempt of a slide job earlier there on Daniel. I was curious to see if maybe you're gonna try to do the same thing there. So it didn't work out very well for him. So I think probably you made the best attempt you could have on that one as well. But I want to give you a moment though. Any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give us? Say maybe let us know about your paint scheme that you had tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have any time to do a throwback, so that was just my normal IKS paint scheme. They're my full-time season sponsor, so thanks to them for that. And also my teammates, Nelson Rivera and Scott Simley. Seems like when I get interviewed, once again, they had a bit of a rough night. But and of course, thanks to Transervice for sponsoring this. I found out early in the season I was going to be going to a wedding out of the country for the finale, so I turned into a part-time racer just to not take up a spot in the chase if I would have been fortunate enough to get that. So thanks to them for putting this on, and of course you guys and Sim500 for putting on probably one of the best leagues I've ever been in.
All right, you have our second place finisher, Mike Kelly. Say looking for one better hopefully next week, but yeah, another really good run for him as well in his Chevrolet Camaro. Say, and then I believe Joe, you're working on your way towards Adam Gilland in Victory Lane.
Absolutely, right there. Like I said, Mike Kelly, he almost stole this thing here tonight and put it in victory lane, but Adam Gillian was able to power back on the move on the outside and hold him off and win it. Adam Gillian, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, I tell you what, Mike Kelly almost jumped up there, stole the show with this one, but it was interesting. Sparks are flying, the fireworks. You and Daniel Falkingham. Darlington Racing, it's a tough, tight place to pass here, and y'all two up there was just beating and banging. You had some fast machines, but take us through your last couple laps.
Yeah, Darlington, it really is a tough place. The entire run that we had, the 40 or 30 lap green flag run before we had the yellow to set up the little sprints there at the end, I was all over him, but I couldn't get any kind of run. I had a little bit of damage from early on in the race when I got caught during the green flag pit stops, and coming back to the field I got some right side damage, and it was really hindering me as far as being able to keep my run going. So I would just stall out down the straightaways and not really be able to do anything. I had a lot of fun battling with that. I absolutely hate that we had contact, and I never want to have any kind of finish like that where there's contact involved, but that's Darlington with how narrow this track is. He was trying to pinch beat you off on the exit, and below the white lines there in 1 and 2, it's an apron, and the banking really flattens out. So if I would have got below that, I would have just washed up and not even been able to make the exit. So again, I hate the contact happened. It was a good race there with Mike coming into 3 and 4, and it was a good race with Daniel the entire time before that. Wish it could have finished a little cleaner, but Darlington's a fun place and really enjoyed tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely it is. And you're right, it's just so narrow there, not a lot of room. If you'd have got down low, could have ended up spinning out. Definitely anything would have happened, but it was an outstanding battle between y'all two there. And again, Mike Kelly almost just came up there and stole the show away from everyone. But you, my friend, have dominated the season here so far. Heading off, we got one more race left of the regular season, and when we go into the chase, that's just got to be on the back of your mind. Dominated the season. Anything can happen at chase time. Now you're getting geared up there, but hey, tonight you won it. Tough track here. Darlington Speedway. Got anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I just want to, shout out to Gary Mercer Trucking and Brendan Mercer for all the support on my car, and Trey Edson, he painted me a beautiful throwback tonight. I don't know if the broadcast could really do it justice, but it was a great looking race car. Square D, throwback to Kenny Wallace in the 81. He did a great job on that car, and obviously got to thank all the guys back at Aftermath Motorsports. It's a fun place to race, and really enjoy those guys' company.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, you've definitely been the man so far this season. Adam Gillian, folks there, putting it in victory lane here for the Transervice Cup Series. Darlington here tonight. An awesome throwback scheme there. Again, congratulations, Adam.
Thanks, John.
All right, I tell you what, let's get our unofficial rundown results here tonight as Adam Gillian puts it in victory lane. Mike Kelly there in the Thriller comes up in second. EJ Aurora King's on the third. Trey Edson in the fourth. Joey Katina, good finish for him up in fifth. Chad Cole, told you, battled back. Just calling him Mr. Consistency here. He's up in the sixth. Nelson Rivera right there in seventh. Steve Ritter up in the eighth. Shane Ewing, good finish for him, the ninth. And Chad Coleman rounds the top 10s. We looked at the rest of it. Well, I tell you what, fireworks under the lights here. Ended it out here at Darlington. What a race, Gil, for a finish here tonight.
Yeah, that was really good racing. I say they did a really good job green flag racing most of that run, and then of course once towards the end, like we talked about, they're gonna get super aggressive and try to make some moves happen that maybe they wouldn't try earlier in the race. And then of course just with this throwback week, just so many really nice paint schemes. Really cool to see that. So yeah, no, they put on a really good show. I mean, that was a long race. I think it was 184 laps at Darlington. That's no easy feat in itself.
Yes, absolutely it is. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a thriller here tonight. Adam Gillian pulls it off in victory lane here to put it here in that winner circle at Darlington. Well, for myself here and Gail here tonight and Sim500 and Transervice, everyone have a good night.
Transervice has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why Transervice has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.